conquering emotional suppression during conflict with emotional intelligence. My presentation agenda is identifying the issue and then the case for the change, action plan, and at the last conclusion. The identifying the issue is the main problem. My paper is I am solving the suppression of emotion in the case of conflict. Emotion suppression is the process where the people tend to suppress honesty or hide the emotion rather than to process or express them. Nevertheless, press of the feeling do not vanish overnight as they usually come back to come back in the future, which result in emotional burnt, lack of motivation, and poor interpersonal relationship. The case for the change is the necessity to change depends on the diverse effects of suppression and the prospects of positive regrets of implementing emotional intelligent practices. For example, negative implications include like building emotional stress, accumulation of stress, unresolved emotions will only decrease productivity with time passing. On the other side, positive implication of the change is more adaptive coping skills. It can move through suppression to deflection or healthy expression, which facilitates reliance. Better well-being is also process of emotion decrease emotional exhaustion and long-term stress. The plan through integrating emotional intelligence concepts which I am using is to resolve this problem. I will use the five fundamental dimensions of emotional intelligence, which are like empathy, social skills, self-awareness, self-evolution, and motivation. The action plan focuses on addressing emotional suppression during the conflict by applying emotional intelligence strategies such as enhancing self-awareness, practice self-regulations, fostering empathy, and improving communication skills. First of all, I will start self-awareness. Self-awareness is the skill of becoming aware of one's and their feelings when they occur. The further development of the self-awareness include the process of not only the recognition of feelings but also the realization of how such feelings influence behavior and energies. Once one of the practical approach is application of mindfulness practices in strengthening real-time awareness through stopping, breathing, or non-judgmental thoughts. For this purpose, I will practice my meaningful practices, for example, sitting aside several minutes every day to ground exercise that increase one's awareness and control of their emotions. Then self-regulation. Self-regulation is the process that means controlling emotions in adaptive, constructive manner. For example, my parents' dependence on suppression seems to be screen but not emotionally processed and stress is not dealt with. To control better, I will employ two strategies: reflective writing on emotional charged situation through the controlled model such as the reflective cycle developed by Gibbs to work through and discharge emotions. Cognitive reappraisal, which consists of reinterpreting criticism as a frame of cycle is motivation. Motivation is intelligence, is ability to use emotions to energize and work hard towards the goal. Emotional suppression is a frequently demotivating factor, such as lets bad experience take up energy. in a positive way of processing emotion, I will be able to stay intrinsically motivated, reminder myself of my determination to develop, to learn, or to act professionally. Indeed, I will no longer be dem- demoralized by criticism, as I can use it is an incentive to do better and exhibit adaptability, which is an important trait of healthcare leader. The next one is empathy. Empathy is refers to the ability to identify and know the things of others. The act of suppression inhibiting my emphasizing skills since when I am psychologically engaged in internal affairs of being stressed. I lack cognitive and emotional capacity to observe the needs of the people around me. Empathy will turn conflict into experience of mutual understanding rather than a defensive counter, which is particularly important to deal with multicultural healthcare teams. For this dimension, I will adopt active listening perspective, taking to develop habits of paying more attention to how do others feel when they are in conflict. The last one is social skills. The social skills entail applying emotional awareness to establish a good relationship and be conflict managed. The suppress effect commonly leads to artificial tranquility and it can be missed as interference or absence of genuineness. To become a better social person, it is necessary to learn to express emotions but respectfully. To show I might not be speak out after being criticized unfairly, but I can ensure that I remain calm and ask them to clarify. I will adopt assertive communication skills, practicing how to express emotions in a respectful manner instead of repressing them. At the end, conclusion, emotional suppression may appear highly professional, but it will cause future challenges in the form of stress and emotional burns as well as the loss of enthusiasm. With the application of principle of emotional intelligence of self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, the principles of suppression may be replaced with higher coping, open communication, and healthy growth. This change is essential and necessary for my purpose. Thank you very much.